What's up, boys? Welcome back to another Is It Imba or Do I Suck? Today we have a good friend of mine called IODIS who sent me an email. Hello, Kev. I am a 4.5k MMR Proto struggling versus mass early Hydras. I do not know what to do. Perhaps I am too slow on my response, but I think that this Zerg build is just too powerful and Protoss will get crushed no matter what they do. In this particular replay I forgot to start my Zealot versus a Link Rush, but I didn't lose too many probes and I think I could still be in a winnable position. But alas, I got Hydras. Thank you for reading this. Yours truly, IODIS. Alright, IODIS, let's have a look at your replay. This sounds very interesting as you got Link Rushed. Now, in the top left we have our boy IODIS, who is the star of this video. We'll be seeing whether he's right. Is mass Hydra too imbalanced? That's the real question here, of course. We have our boy JD Man, who's starting with a 12 pool, which is the fastest Zerg Link Rush anyone can do. It is without speed. I have a beautiful guide on how to respond to this. Let's see how well IODIS does against 12 pool. Gets a Pylon Scout, so should be able to notice rather quickly what will be going on. Now, the way you want to deal with a 12 pool most of the time is you just get a gateway, you get a Cybercore, you get a second gateway, and then you get a Pylon, and then you're going to be completely fine. There's absolutely nothing that your opponent will be able to do. You chrono bust out 1 or 2 Zealots, depending on how brave you're feeling. And then you shouldn't lose any probes. Hell, the Zerglings shouldn't even get past your wall. If you truly need to, you can always block with a Pylon. Let's see how our boy IODIS does. So, to start off with, he almost loses his probe. Barely doesn't. While trying to block the hatchery that is going to go down at around 117, usually from a pool, 12 pool. Now, at this point, IODIS figures it out. Let's see what his response is. 1-2 puts a guy in gas, sends another probe down, I guess. Now, the way you want to build your second gateway is you want to build it either 1 forward on 1 over here, so that you can wall with a pylon easily over here or over here, however you want to build your wall. You don't want to build all your buildings in one line, because then in this case you will never be able to wall up this little area, just because if you build a pylon here, there's still a spot here for the Zerglings to go through. Now, on top of that, as he mentioned in the email, he forgot to start a Zealot, which is extremely stupid, as that's truly the only thing you need to be thinking about at this point. Lose the probe for free. Right now he realized, oh dang it, I need a Zealot. He won't be able to wall off properly because, like I said, he will need a pylon here and a pylon here. He doesn't have the money for that. Instead he holds, positions his probe, tries a wall, it's like, dang it, that's not a full wall. Lets the links in. The Zerg starts attacking the pylon. This is already a very difficult situation. If I was IODIS now, I would start an Adept as soon as possible, chrono boost that, and then send my Zealot into the main base while continuing probe production to try and deal with this. The moment you lose more than 2 probes, I think this game is pretty much over most of the time at the highest level. So far we've seen 5 workers gone down. Maybe 1 more will go down. I'm not sure what he's doing. He just leaves the Adepts over here. It's a weird play. Okay, yeah, 2 more workers go down. So 7 workers die against... He killed 6 links and 7 workers died. That's an extremely bad trade. His opponent already has a hatchery. But perhaps it's still possible. I mean, this is about 4.4k MMR. Both players are Master 3, I believe. Let's see how they go into a longer game. Most of the time, if you're not playing at the highest level, you can always come back if you play a lot better than your opponent. I'd be confident that I'd be able to make this game work. So far, we've really only seen mistakes from IODIS, but I'm sure we're going to see something really broken from the Zerg relatively soon. Who is adding some queens, starting to spread some creep. Oh, here comes the first Adept. Right clicks this tumor. Will be able to get it. Nowadays, of course, you can't cancel those tumors anymore since the latest patch. That's nice. I mean, a free tumor is a free tumor. I would not let the shade finish. There we go. Good job. No third base, so good scout coming out of IODIS here. Wouldn't mind seeing a Robo go down. It's probably going into a DT drop, which actually is a pretty bad call. Usually if your Nexus gets delayed and you have very little money, DT drop is kind of difficult to pull off. You don't have enough gas, you don't have enough money. Stargate usually is a lot better. You get earlier damage out on the map and you can really still focus on chrono boosting probes out. So it's what I would recommend after a 12 pool is to build a Stargate, but you know, who am I? Rank 6 GM, that's who I am. You know, just making sure you guys know. It's not a brag, it's just the truth. Adept dies, does scout that there's a drone at the third base, which is annoying. And probably a third, but that's not good. You don't want to sacrifice an adept for that, especially against slow links. Like, you have to be extremely slow in order to lose your adept against, what, 10 slow links. Truly the reaction speed of a raccoon that had a few too many drinks. Don't we know them all? So we see a prism. Now, another mistake that our friend Reptis makes is that he builds the prism before the gates. You're supposed to build gateway, then prism, then take your gases. His probe count is also too low though, so this shouldn't even really be possible. He will continue worker production, I guess, relatively soon, and then take 2 gases, but this seems like we're world's worst DT drop in the world. And this is another reason why you shouldn't be getting DT drop. Meanwhile, our Zerg player, nicely droning up, going up to 45. Once these 5 drones finish, we'll be getting a layer and probably heading into Hydra then, which is what Reptis was struggling against. Now we see a Stalker, might be able to chase away this Overlord. Don't think he should be able to get this. There's no speed yet on the map. And this Prism might be able to do a little bit of damage with these DTs. So there's no detection. There is a layer, so we can start an Overseer. And here we go. Oh, it's on the wrong side of the map though, my friend. You're gonna need an Overseer at home. Hydra list 10 goes down as well, so it's 10 more links. A little bit of indecision where exactly to warp in. JD Man, our friendly neighborhood Zerg, is floating 1200 minerals as well right now, so he is definitely saving for the Brute switch. 4DTs do get warped in, and this should actually be a kill. There is an Overseer being built right now, but I mean, 4DTs right-clicking a base, this should be completely fine, right? I kind of believe this should be going down. This Overseer will never be fast enough. Yeah, and there goes the third base. Decides to not pick up. No, it does pick up. This looks very good actually. Well, it doesn't look very good, but supply is pretty close, worker count is even, and there's no third base for the Zerg. I mean, this is pretty much the dream scenario after his awful start. So at this point on, what you want to be getting is you want to get charge. You don't want to get double forge. Double forge is always terrible, but especially if you're behind. You just play single forge and just get attack upgrades against Zerg. You don't really need armor upgrades. Banelings will kill you no matter how many armor upgrades you have. Banelings don't care about armor. Well, they do, but they actually don't. Like, they do so much damage that one armor never really makes a difference. So we see some interesting Archon drop here. Not really getting anything done. Almost loses the Prism. How much has he killed so far? Well, hasn't killed a single worker. Killed a couple of extra units, but I mean, his army just looks so extremely small. He only has 4 gates. His charge is very late. Does he not realize that he needs to build defenses rather than macro up? Like, he just killed the third base. What he should be doing at this point is just getting more and more units, making sure you can't die. Now we see the Zerg is... Wait, is he actually gonna attack? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I guess so. He's gonna attack with 44 workers. This is a complete all-in. He is rebuilding the layer in case he loses his Overseer. Plural, as there's 2 Overseers. Doesn't want to die to the T. There's no charge. There's no upgrades are done. I mean, what units does Reptis actually have? He has 5 Zealots without charge. He has a Prism with 2 Archons flying around. But it's, oh my god, drops on top of the Hydras, and this should never work. Oh yeah, Reptis. This has to be the saddest game I've watched in my life. You absolutely made 0 correct calls. GG gets called and Reptis loses the game. Well, Reptis, I really don't know how to tell you, but first of all, you completely respond incorrectly to 12 pool, do 7 workers. Then instead of getting Stargate, you get DT drop. You kill the third, which is nice. Then you play double forge. You don't start charge until like a minute later, and you just keep producing workers, even though you know that the other guy is probably on 44 workers because you just killed his third. I mean, Hydras are good, but you know what? I'm not gonna be the one telling you. Hit it, boys. Hey bro, you suck. You suck. You suck, bro. Alright, boys, that will be it for today. I know this was a short episode, but happens to the best. If you do want your replay featured in Is It Imba or Do I Suck, feel free to send it to me. I will have my email down below. If you like this video and if you like my other content, feel free to subscribe on my YouTube and like and comment below, whatever you want. Alright, boys. See you boys next time. Bye-bye.